What's up, me? It's a good day today, but it's also kind of funny. Confessions of an employed person. So, as me and you both know, 2024, I had 2 months of sobriety while I was unemployed and broke. And as soon as I got a job, I started drinking again. And so this time around, it's like, hey, I'm definitely not going to do that again. This time when I get a job, I'm totally not going to drink. So today was my first full day of work. I fucking loved it, man. It's actually kind of tough. I work at Whack Arnold's, McDonald's. McDonald's. There's a lot of stigma to that when I was growing up, but now it doesn't seem like it's really like that anymore. So I might be insecure about it for no reason. I think I might be the oldest person working there. I think there might have been like one or two chicks in there who were older than me, but you never know. Sometimes people don't age too well. It's crazy, man. Like, I've been a horrible health, drug addict, sedentary person for 20 years, 25 years even, and like, there's people who look more unhealthy than me, and that just boggles my mind because like some of these kids in the store, they look like they're 300 pounds. There's two guys, one of them, both of them are over 300 pounds, and they're baby faced kids. They're probably like 19, 20 years old, and they're fucking like 300 pounds. I mean, I'm 300 pounds nearly right now. I'm closer to like 270-ish, but I'm 6 feet 8 inches tall, so it's a little bit different than like some dude who's 5'10 and weighing 300 pounds. It's a big difference. But yeah, man, so I'm starting today. I went into work, and the first half of the shift I had to do all the iPad video training and stuff. And it was cool at first because I'm always nervous on my first day. And so it's kind of reassuring to know that I can sit and just look on an iPad for a little bit just to kind of break myself in. But it went on way too long. I expected it to be like 2 hours, maybe 3 tops, but no, it was 4 full hours. And like, by the time I was done, I was just like speed running it. And probably the most challenging thing they could have put me on is what they put me on. They put me on the drive-through, and the part of the drive-through where you take the payment. And I've been going to McDonald's my whole life, more or less. I don't go there all the time or anything, but I've definitely gone there enough times to be familiar with the drive-through, right? It's 2 lanes, and it's busy as fuck, which is cool. I like the busy part. I'm cool with the busy part. But so when you're the person who's taking the order and taking the taking the payment, you gotta take the payments and take the orders at the same time, which is a little intimidating, but I watched it. The girl who was working, I was orbiting her, I guess you could say, like watching her. And, I know I'll get it down. It's not something that I can't do, but it was a little intimidating. I ain't gonna lie, because you're doing 2 things at once. You're not multitasking. You're doing 2 things at literally the same time, which to me is a little bit different than multitasking. But anyway, it's real cool, man. So I hold deals like I'm totally not gonna drink this time because that's what I did last time. But as these things go, I got about 2 hours left in my shift, and the idea occurs to me. I'm gonna drink some beer when I get off because I'm working, baby. I got a job, baby. What are we talking about? I've been unemployed since October. I've been having this whole fucking I can't think of the word. This whole thing hanging over me, this dark cloud hanging over me, that I don't have a job. And so now I have it, and there's a Walmart like a block away from the McDonald's. Like, man, when I get off, I'm gonna get some beer, go home, and drink it, and celebrate the fact that I'm fucking employed. And I also needed some cilantro, because the last time I went to Walmart, they were out of cilantro, which is fucking crime against humanity, if you're asking me. Because I fuck with cilantro religiously. So I was like, well, I gotta go get the cilantro anyway, so we'll just see how I feel. Either I'll reject the idea of buying beer or I will buy it. And of course, we know how that goes. As soon as you're that far into the debate with yourself in your own mind, you already know you're gonna get it. And so I was gonna get some Still Reserve, some 8% type beer. But they didn't have it, so I had to get some Four Locos. I had to. I didn't have a choice. There was a gun to my head. I didn't have a choice. It's that sincerity that we all know about. I'm Mr. Sincere over here. So, good day. So happy to have a job again, and this time nobody knows me. That's the best part. That's the most important part too. Nobody knows me. And I did overshare a tiny little bit with the girl I was working with. I did mention that I failed a background check for my last job application at HEB. And I didn't even realize it at the time. It was only afterwards, like an hour or two later after I shared this with her, before I even realized the fact that here I am oversharing again. I just can't help myself. I had zero self-awareness when I was telling this girl, like, yeah, I always got hired at HEB until I passed until I failed the background check. It's like I'm sitting here like trying to fucking low-key brag, I guess, is what I'm doing. But I had zero self-awareness at the time. It took like a whole hour before I was like, damn, I overshared with this chick that I'm working with. I did it again. I can't help myself. It's like my brain tricks me. Like there's a switch where self-awareness just gets turned off. And when that happens, it's always like, hey, it's time to tell people that I'm a drug addict who's had brushes with the law and how cool I am. Haha. It's so lame, bro. At least I caught it more quickly this time. So hopefully when I go tomorrow, I'm going to remember, hey, shut up. You don't have to share your personal details. No one is requiring me to share details about myself. I need to stop offering details about myself because, first of all, it's narcissistic. It's counterproductive. It hurts my reputation because I know this chick, she's going to go tell the boss, like, hey, yeah, we're he's cool. Yeah, he's cool. He's telling me about how he didn't pass a background check. Like, why wouldn't she mention that? Like, if she's friends with the boss, of course, the boss being this woman who knows I failed the drug test. So, it's probably not as dramatic as I think it is, but it's still just for me and my personal growth to stop sharing my past with people who I don't trust or know. It's not that I don't trust them, it's that I don't know them well enough to establish trust in the first place. It's like I'm a whore and I'm just putting out to anybody who'll listen, oh, check me out, I'm a fucking 40-year-old bum who did drugs a lot. Like, I'm like a garden variety person. There's nothing exceptional about me. And I guess like it's some kind of like ego trip or something to like tell people, oh, I didn't pass a background check. So it's helping me to vent about this. Another great thing about having this job is that I won't have as much time to be thinking about my brothers, because that's been a struggle for me. It's all in my head. It hasn't been a struggle for anybody else. It's all just me. And I'm not playing the victim. No one did me wrong. I'm not saying anyone has done an injustice against me, I am 100% aware of the fact that I am my own worst enemy, like for sure. So I'm not saying, oh, it's this person's fault, oh, it's that person's fault. It's my fault for sure. I mean, it's painfully obvious, and this has always been the case, really. So yeah. Other than that, though, I mean, it's real cool. I know I'll get the job down. The thing that sucks about the drive-thru is that my hearing sucks. That's why I don't like talking on the phone to people too, because I'm always just like, "What? I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?" And that's the way I've always been on the phone. And so now I got the headset in the drive, and you know how a drive-thru sounds. So it's like, I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm not gonna go up to the manager and be like, I'm not sure I can do this because my hearing sucks. I would rather just try my best and fail to the point where they're like, hey, we're going to put you on this other station. Because at least if they see that I was trying and that I wasn't complaining or trying to play a victim of some sort, they will give me the benefit of the doubt. And that's what I need, because my last job, I was always just like openly a piece of shit, openly on drugs, openly all the bad stuff. I had no reputation. And I don't want that to happen again. Not only for my own sake, but for the people who are around me, for their sake too. Like, I actually want to be a good person. Like, or good, I'm not a bad person. I mean, like, I want to be a good co-worker. I want to be the guy that, they're happy that I'm there because they know that they can rely on me. So overall, it's a great experience. So it was impossible to resist. And so, cunning, baffling, powerful, and thankfully, just beer, no liquor. So it was funny. This one of the girls working there, she comes up to me and she's like, "Hi, my name's Nabla." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Hi, yeah, my name's Nabla." And then it gets embarrassing at this point, right? I'm like, I'm sorry, I still can't hear you. And she's like, "It's Navea." She's all Mexican and shit. I was like, Navia? She's like, "No, Navea." And I'm like, "How do you spell it?" And she's like, "It's heaven backwards. Navea." And so when I was talking to her later on in the shift, I was like, "Is it Nivoa?" I was just fucking with her. So that's cool, like, to be around people. This is the first time since October that I've left this apartment for 8 hours straight. Over these last 6 months, I have not been outside of my apartment for more than 3 or 4 hours at the most, because I've been unemployed. And, in the past, I'd be like, "Hey, bros, hey, check me out, man. I got a job now, blah, blah, blah." But, it's cool, man. They don't want to talk to me. It's fine, man. I get it. I keep coming up with these, like, excuses to be mad at them, and I have to constantly remind myself that they didn't do anything. Like, they never maliciously did anything to me. It's just all this paranoia in my mind and shit. So yeah, man, I'm back in the workforce, bro. I'm so happy, man. The boss was like, "Well, I hope you like it here, I hope it works out for you." And I was like, "Well, it better if I don't want to be homeless. I actually kind of need this job." And, it's been a while since I've been the center of attention. And look, guys, y'all just don't get it, bro. I'm 6 feet, 8 inches tall. So pretty much anytime I'm in public, I'm the center of attention. Not overtly. It's more covert, like people talking to themselves about how tall I am. And, like, I've been living with this for 40 years, so I can tell. I can look at people and tell that they're just talking about me. It's, like, extremely obvious, and I'm cool with it. It was cool to get some attention. All right, then, y'all. I'll talk to you later.